The Manuscript of Survival, Part 329. June 26, 2013. We would like to delve a little further into the recent energetic upgrades you have all been through. And, as we mentioned earlier, these missives of information are not only affecting you, but they will continue to affect everyone around you in one way or the other. As you are all well versed in these phenomena by now, you are all very familiar with the effects this will have on your physical setup, in the way of nausea, aches and pains. For some, this will seem to have intensified lately, while for others, these waves seem to subside as fast as they arrive. However, there might be a way to lessen your symptoms somewhat. But in order for us to explain this, we need to go back to the actual effect of all of these missives, and the reason for them being beamed into you in the first place. For as you know, they are not set up in order to make you feel weak and unable to function, but to many, this will seem to be the only effect they have, and so all of this will be looked upon as nothing more than a nuisance and a bother. However, underneath all of this creaking and groaning from your body, there is something far more interesting going on. But again, the symptoms from it will mask this very well unless you are able to tune into the inner layer as it were, and disregard all of these signals of distress. For even if your body will sound and feel like it is very perturbed and even irritated, it is in fact going full steam ahead with these waves of informational energy, and it is doing its best to keep going ahead every time it gets some new orders from this information. For this is not only about retuning, this is in fact all about rebuilding yourself, and much of this work is going on in your neural pathways. For the whole command structure, to call it that, or rather, your communication structure, is what is getting a huge tune-up these days, and as such, the usual pathways of information that you already have within are apt to be more than a little confused, hence, the symptoms of irritation and distress. Let us explain. As you know, the physical body you inhabit is a very complex structure indeed, and not even your scientists have figured out a way to completely explain every process that is going on within you in detail. For this whole structure is infinitely more complex than any structure you yourselves have constructed, and even the most advanced kind of your computers is no match for the intelligence you have in just one single cell of your body. For just within that single cell, there is so much information stored and so many complex processes going on at all times, it is enough to keep many a scientists busy trying to figure it all out. And in between them, the billions of cells in your body have so many stories to tell, not only about each and every individual, but most of all about the way they all talk to each other. For remember, there is a huge conversation going on within you each and every day, as not one single cell in your body is working alone. They are all a part of this immense fine-tuned orchestra, and they need to connect so that they can stay fine-tuned at all times, no matter what external circumstances that might arise. For remember, you live a very complex life in a very complex world, and as such, the signals that enter your body in so many ways will all add their voice to this internal choir. So yes, you are walking around within something that is truly a marvel, and now, this marvel will only increase as your body is going through such a metamorphosis it will be hard to comprehend. You have perhaps all heard about how a human brain uses only a small percentage of its capacity. Well, not only is your brain starting to unfold its full abilities now, but also the rest of your body. And what this will entail, is this. You are not only becoming more intelligent in your mental capacity, as in being able to access fields of knowledge and feats of abilities hidden up until now your physical body will start to do the same. In other words, this inner dialogue will increase in not only speed, but also in complexity to a level that far surpasses the old one. And what will this mean? This will simply mean that your body will be far, far better to respond and adjust to anything that might arise, and it will in effect become super adept at fixing itself and at keeping itself in ship shape, as they say, in a manner that far surpasses the mode it has been in up until now. In addition, the more immaterial part of you, that is the you that inhabits this outer physical layer, will become capable of literally having a conversation with this physical layer in a way that simply was not possible before. Remember, the two of you are literally a match made in heaven, as we have talked about earlier, and now, you will be able to start to understand what we mean by that. For as the higher aspects of you have now started to literally move into this physical body, the two of you need to get to know each other, and so, you have to start to have a conversation. And what do we mean by that? We literally mean that you have to start to talk to your body, and your body will also have to learn to listen to you. Remember, we have talked much about the importance of heeding the signals your body is giving you, but now, your body also needs to start to listen to your wisdom. We hasten to add that this does not in any way mean that you must completely disregard any signals of distress your body is giving you. No, what we mean by this is that you need to talk to your body about it. And yes, we do mean that in a very literal way. For remember, your body is also very new to this, as it has been used to functioning in the same way forever. But now, when so many new pathways and possibilities start to open, they can be easy to overlook, also for your body. So that is why we describe this as a teamwork to be carried out both by you and by your body, and in order for this to start to take place, the two of you need to start to communicate even more. And this brings us back to where we started, namely the physical manifestations from all of these energetic downloads in the form of symptoms that will arise. Remember, the body has in many ways been programmed to react in a certain way to stimuli, and it will continue to do so even when the opportunity arises to react in a brand new way. For that is how this physical vehicle has been set up. In order to optimize the output, it has learned to make use of patterns, as in setting up a sequence of actions that will be followed automatically every time something is instigated, either by will or as a rule. In other words, your body will conserve energy by setting up loops that will come into effect every time a similar situation arises. That is how you learn the things you do in your life, like walking, talking, writing, anything that is habitual. It is a set pattern, and the same setup of cells are set into motion automatically. But now, you have all been given access to a whole new set of possibilities, so you and your body must in effect retrain yourselves to respond in a new way. We do not mean that you need to start from scratch as it were in everything, but you must realize that this means that there are many set patterns within your body that needs to be reassessed. And to start with the easiest one, we suggest you start with the notion that every time the energies increases, your body will need to react in a certain way, whether that be with headaches, backaches, nausea or what have you. It might sound complicated, but we suggest you do it the easy way by literally talking to your body. You might choose to do this silently, or you might choose to say it out loud, but what we suggest you do is simply to start having a conversation with your body. And no, it is not in the form of criticism or rebuke. That is not a good idea. Remember, your body only wants what is good for you, and we do mean that in every sense of the word. Your body is doing all it can to protect the you within, and as such, every action it takes is taken with a good intention. The effects it will have may not always be positive, as you all know. However, now the time has come for you to sit down with your body and give it some pep talk. It might sound strange, ridiculous even, but trust us, it will have some rather interesting effects. Remember, the body is your ally, not your enemy, so even if the signals it is sending out may be more than a little irritating, even debilitating for some, it is no good to attack it for it. Rather, you must show it you understand the reason for it, perhaps even thank it for all it has done for you. After all, it is the only reason you can even be here in the first place, for without this physical body, you would not be able to be here and do the work that you do. So try to do this, even if it might seem silly, and see what happens. For now, you can tell your body that it can let down the guard a little bit. It does not need to go all crazy on you every time it senses a change in the energies, and you can tell it just that. Again, this is not about disregarding all signals of distress that may arise, for not all of them are related to this energetic distress, so always remember to pay attention to what your body is trying to tell you. But the lesson for today is this: The next time your body starts to ring the energetic alarm bells, just talk to it and tell it that it does not need to do this anymore. It can relax a little bit, and even if things feel strange and unusual to the body because all of these new pathways opening up, it does not need to be afraid. It is safe, and you are safe, and together, the two of you will become infinitely stronger than ever before. For not only will you become the one you truly are, your body is also evolving into something even more intelligent and capable than before. So again we say, you are truly a match made in heaven, and now, the time has come to start to play the new game of being one also with your physical body. The Constant Companions. Channeled by Asia North. asianorth.wordpress.com